Hi, we're Ruben and Rita. We sell the Nacra 17 for Australia, and we're just gonna walk you through how to measure the rudders. We're just lifting the boat up now onto the stands. Ready? The tools we're going to be using for checking the elevator angle is first of all a digital protractor. This will show us the angle in degrees. You can get just a simple one on Amazon like we did. Yeah, any one will work. Then we need a jig for our elevator. So this goes on the elevator, just like that. And that allows you to measure the angle of the elevator. Um, this surface has to be parallel to the chord of the elevator in order for it to be accurate. Some tape, we'll show you what that's for later.
And some water with soap. I usually just use this because we're putting the rudder up and down so much we don't want to scratch it.
For the elevator jig, this one's a bit complex, but you can just 3D print one. Yeah, as long as this surface is parallel to the elevator, it's going to be accurate. Okay, so the first step to have an accurate measurement on your elevator angle is to have a good reference point of 0 degrees. So there's a few ways to do that, and it does take a little bit of time. So just do it on your spare day or before every season. So we get the platform on some stands, not like this. We put it up on 4 points and make sure it's level. Then we get a laser, for example, a self-leveling laser, and we level the platform at 0 degrees. So there's a few ways to do that. You can level it on the waterline, for example, or you can use the beams, the bottom bit of the beams, and just make sure it's completely level. Then, when the boat is level, you get the digital protractor, and you start looking on the transom, finding 0 degrees. The transoms are not always perfectly straight, so if this is 0 here, it might be 0.3 right there. So you start looking for it, and when you find it, you mark it out with a marker, and then we know that's 0 degrees. So that's the reference point we use for measuring elevators.
A little tip, it's important to make sure the boat is secured, so I usually just put some chocks on the wheels so it doesn't slide forward.
So even after we got the elevator glued and everything's perfect, these little plastic bits that secure the rudder in the box, they wear off over time with the rudder sliding up and down. So that's why our elevator and rudder angle can change over time. So that's the reason why we're checking. And for example, you can see this one's loose, so this one will probably need replacing. Now let's check the elevator rake. So first of all, we get our digital protractor and put it on the mark we had for 0. Once we've done that, we press 0. Okay, now we have 0 degrees. So then what we do, we put it on the jig on the elevator and we check what number we have. So right now we have 2.62 degrees, which is quite a bit off from what we want. Also, always make sure that there's no tension on your system. We've had this problem many times that we've looked at our number and we can't figure out why it's not right, and then we saw this is tight. So, yep. What happens now? Our rudders are off. So how do we fix that? So the way to fix it is you take one of the bearings out, usually the top one, but you can do either one. And you add little bits of tape on the front. So that'll slide the rudder back if it's the bottom bearing, or if it's the top bearing, it'll give you more lift. So we'll also slide it back. And they sit against the plastic bit. So the way to adjust it is to add or remove tape sometimes, and then change these plastic bits so they're still pushing the rudder blade forward.
So another thing we do is tie this spongy around the rudder just so it doesn't move too much. It doesn't have to be too tight, it's just so it doesn't wobble.
the last time we measured, we didn't have enough lift, so so we changed that by adjusting the tapes on the bearing and adjusting the plastic bits. So let's check it now. So I'm putting it again on the 0 spot and zeroing it. That's 0. So right now we have 3.5 degrees, which is within range of what we would use, but yeah, we still have to make some little adjustments, but that's the idea.